Hey guys, welcome back to the Curly Reader. My name's Amanda, and today I want to share with you the books that I added to my Goodreads TBR in the month of May. So I know that this is a little bit late coming out, and the reason why is because I didn't think I was going to film it. Initially, at the beginning of the month, when I go through and I kind of decide, what books I'm going to include on this list and stuff, I didn't really see anything on my Goodreads TBR that I could remember where I got it from, or I knew that I had gotten the recommendation from a specific place. And then upon second glance here at the end of the month, I realized that I do have a few here to tell you about. So we're going to share them with you today. I have 5 books to share with you today, 3 of which I got from a specific Google search, and 2 of which are recommendations that I got from people. So other booktubers, yeah. So anyway, let's just get into it. First, the 2 books that I got recommended to me from other videos that I watched. The first of which is Red Rising by Pierce Brown. This is not a new book. This is a book that has gotten a lot of buzz. It's been read by a lot of people, but I finally added it to my Goodreads TBR after seeing Christine from the Rumi's Digest talk about it in one of her videos. It may have been one, I don't even remember which video it was, but I do remember her raving about it and talking about it as a sci-fi book, and I think I thought it was more of a fantasy book, and I've been trying to find more sci-fi books that I think I would like, and I know she really liked this one, and so I added it to my Goodreads TBR because I thought it would be a sci-fi book that I would be willing to check out. So I don't really know much about it other than I think it takes place on Mars, and it has to do with a caste system, and the main character is like in the low caste system, and that's really all I know. I also know it's the first book in a series, so yeah, I ended up adding that one. Another one that I added to my TBR that I got recommended from a specific person is called Facing the Mountain, and the subtitle, let me find it, is A True Story of Japanese American Heroes in World War II, and this is by Daniel James Brown. I heard about this book from Mama Lee Ellen's Book Nook. She has an Instagram account as well as a YouTube channel, and I think that I heard about this one when she was doing like a book mail unboxing sort of thing. This is a nonfiction book that is written by the same author of Boys in the Boat, which is a very famous book. And so that immediately caught my kind of attention, but also this is a topic that I'm very interested in. This is the story of I think it follows 4 Japanese American families during World War II that had sons that were fighting in a Japanese American army regiment, and while their parents were being detained in camps in the United States. And so that whole dynamic just is very interesting to me, that these men were willing to go and fight for their country who was unjustly imprisoning their parents, and their families. And so I know that this is a new release that's coming out, but I just think that this will be a really very interesting book to read, and it definitely sparked my interest. All right, and then the last 3 books that I have on this list all came about from a specific Google search, and I searched Les Miserables retellings. I've talked about it a few different times, but during the month of July, August, and part of September, I'm going to be participating in a Les Miserables read-along that is being hosted by a number of different hosts here on BookTube, and I will link their announcement video down below as well as more details about that. But with that kind of being fresh on my mind, I was like, I wonder if there's any Les Mis retellings out there, and I found 3 that sounded very interesting to me. So the first is called, I gotta look down here at my list. The first is called A Little in Love by Susan Fletcher, and this is kind of it's a retelling told from the point of view of Cassette. No, it's told from the point of view of Eponine. I don't know if I said that right, but it has to do with her and Cosette, and it's told from her point of view, and I think it'll just be really interesting. The second one that I found that's a retelling of Les Mis is called The Court of Miracles by Kester Grant. And this, it says an urban jungle. It's an alternate 1828 Paris. The French Revolution has failed, and the city is divided between merciless royalty and 9 underworld criminal guilds known as the Court of Miracles. And so once again, it has to do with eponine. I think it's eponine. Oh, I should have looked this up. And then Cosette again, but they're both involved in this. And then at the end it says Les Miserables meets Six of Crows. Hello, that sounds amazing. So once again, this is, or not once again, but this is the start of a series. And so that sounded really interesting. And then the third one that I found that is a Les Mis retelling is a sci-fi retelling. It's also the start of a series, and it's called Sky Without Stars by Jessica Brody and Joanne Rendell. And this one takes place like on a different planet, and it is a retelling of a reimagining of Les Mis, but it just is kind of more of a sci-fi retelling on a completely different planet with kind of, you know, different things. So those are 3 books that I added that are Les Mis retellings that I'm hoping maybe I will read after I finish reading Les Mis, rewatching the musical, all of that. And so yeah, that's it. Those are the books that I added to my Goodreads TBR in May. Like I said, I wasn't really planning on filming this, but then I was like, you know what? I'll share these few that I did have. And so, yeah, I hope that you enjoyed this. If you are planning on adding any of these to your TBR, let me know. If you have read any of these, let me know. I would love to know that as well. And I hope that you enjoyed this, and I hope that you stick around and subscribe. And until next time, see ya.